Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. It has been a while since we've actually done a video. I've been posting a lot of vlogs recently, but today I'm back with a makeup tutorial where I'm doing an alternative style. So yes, this is part of my different makeup style series, and it has been a long time since we've had an installment of that. Thus I thought it would be appropriate for today. So the first thing I start off with is, of course, I'm going to apply my primer all over my face so that I have that base ready so I can go in with the rest of my makeup. After I have my primer on, I decided I wanted to go in and do my brows. A lot of the alternative makeup styles I saw on Google and on TikTok and stuff like that all had pretty prominent and dark eyebrows, so I thought I'd start there, give them a shape I want, and then carve them out with concealer. So to get them nice and dark, I went in with my brow pomade instead of brow powder this time. And then instead of setting it with a similarly colored powder, I decided to set it with a red eyeshadow. Reason being, I wanted to give it a bit of a red tinge. I was gonna go for a dark and red vibe today, and I really wanted to tie that into my eyebrows as well. The red did not show up nearly as much as I expected it to, but after a while of working the color into my brows, it finally started showing up. I was very happy to carve out my eyebrows today. I used this Essence Camouflage Duo Concealer to do that. Part of why I was very happy to carve out my eyebrows today is because at this point I hadn't waxed them in a hot minute and I hadn't tweezed them or anything, so I definitely had some straggling hairs growing in around my eyebrows that made them look a little bit messy. So when I got to go in with the concealer, I got to hide that fact and carve out my brows as if I had just had them freshly done. I have since gotten my eyebrows waxed. I even made a video out of it and everything. This is actually something I filmed a long time ago. The reason you're only seeing it now is because I absolutely suck at voiceovers. I'm good at talking while I'm doing my makeup, but afterwards, I don't know what to say while you're just watching me do my makeup. But today I finally decided that it was time, and here we are. You can see how long ago I filmed this by how short my nails are. They are properly short in this video, but as I'm speaking now, my nails are pretty long. They've definitely grown out a decent bit, so that'll tell you how long ago I filmed this. And let me tell you, I love the end result. I'm so excited for you to see how it turned out, and I'm so excited that I finally get to post the pictures on Instagram because I have been obsessed with them since I took them. I think the day I filmed this video and I edited the pictures and everything, I just made it my TikTok profile picture. I just really liked it, so I had to get it out somewhere. Anyways, what I'm doing right now is I'm blending in my foundation all over my face. I only have one shade of foundation, so I went in with my usual one. This is the LA Girl Liquid Foundation in the color Natural. But I wanted to look a little bit more pale than usual because that's also a common theme in alternative makeup, or at least that's what I saw. So I went in with this cream stick concealer that I've had forever that is a little bit on the paler side, and I worked it in all over my face on top of the foundation to lighten it up a little bit. Now, for those of you that have been watching my videos for a while, you would know that I've had this stick concealer for such a long time. It's probably one of the first things I bought, or at least it comes from those early days, but I refuse to throw it out because I'm just so against throwing makeup away. I want to use it until it's done. But then when I have a product I don't like, I have the problem of I never use it, so I never finish it, but I don't want to throw away either, so it just sticks around forever. Moving on to concealer that I'm using as actual concealer, I'm using the Essence Camouflage Concealer in the lightest color it comes in, and I'm going to be applying it underneath my eyes, on my forehead, and a little bit on my jaw. Again, to make me a little bit more pale, and so that I can get the same type of definition in my cheeks I usually go for without adding as much contour. That way I can keep things on the lighter side. After blending that in, I went in with my usual Nude Illusion setting powder from Catrice. I tapped it into the lid and then picked it up with a fluffy face brush before putting it on all over my face, because I definitely had to set that cream concealer. I actually went in with a bit more powder than usual because I'm worried about cream products looking shiny and oily during the day, so I set it that extra bit just to make sure that doesn't happen. Finally, moving on to contour, I picked up the lightest shade in my contour kit and I put it on my cheeks the way I usually do, trying to kind of lift my cheekbones, make my face look a little skinnier. I then also went in along my hairline to round out my forehead a little bit, and as usual I will be contouring right next to my eyes. I feel like this just fits my face type. It makes my face look more sculpted. But once I blended all of that in, I went into contour around my lips. I added a little bit right below my lower lip to make it look bigger, and then I went into contour my nose, Now while I'm contouring my nose, it feels like it's been a hot minute since I've told you about what's happening in my life, even though you get to follow along with vlogs and stuff like that. So I am going to sit down and film a get ready with me life update video for you guys so that I can feel like we're all on the same page, and that'll probably go up in about 2 weeks from now. Anyways, moving on to eyeshadow, like I said, I'm going for a red vibe. So I'm picking up a red eyeshadow and I'm applying it all over my lid. Usually people stay away from red makeup, especially eyeshadow, because they're worried it's gonna make their eyes look irritated or puffy or something like that. But I'm actually a fan of a bold red look, so I was happy to get to do that today. After I packed enough of the red shade onto my lid, I went in with a bit of a fluffier brush to start blending it into my crease, little by little, because pigmented colors like these tend to kind of brush off and then the color looks washed out. So I keep layering it and then blending it a bit, layering it again and blending it a bit until it is as colorful as I want it to be, but also in the shape I want it to be. Once I'm towards the end and I'm happy with the pigment of it, I go in with a fluffier blending brush and just make sure I smooth out all the edges, and also that I make both sides look even. Because try as you might to blend in the same way, it just never ends up even, at least not for me, so I like going in afterwards to just smooth it out in the same shape. I picked up a fluffy brush and put the red right underneath my eye as well, just to round it off properly and make sure it doesn't look too top heavy. I then went in with a bit of an orange to blend out the edges more, because I feel like number one, they weren't blended enough, and number two, I just didn't like the color of the fade, so I wanted to add a little bit more warmth to the fade. Now I'm gonna go in and add a little bit more definition. I first started with just like a dark maroon shade and I put it on the outer V of my eye and blended it out, but that wasn't enough definition for me, so I went in with a bit of a darker brown and blended that in as well, and still felt that I needed a little bit more oomph. So I finally decided to go in with black and blend it in the same area to give myself the definition that I was going for. And I feel like that's something I say in every makeup tutorial, that I want to add definition to the outer V's of my eyes, but I feel it suits my eye shape best, so I need to kind of round it off on the outside. It also really helps balance out the eyeliner that's gonna come later, otherwise it looks like I kind of just plopped it on top of the eyeshadow. I used to be really afraid of using black in eyeshadow because I felt like I would always mess it up, but I've gotten more comfortable with the brushes I have, and I've gotten to know the specific shade of black I have, and now I'm comfortable with using it and I know how to blend it out properly. I would tell you what type of wing I'm going for, but honestly it's a mystery every time, so just do whatever wing you're capable of doing and you're happy with it at the end of the day. But whenever you're doing a monochrome look like this, I definitely recommend that you do a bigger wing, because now your wing will stand out properly. And for that reason, I decided to attach my wing to my lower lash line as well, and I drew in some eyelashes underneath my eye. This is a common thing I've seen in alternative makeup, to do a little bit more with your eyeliner than you usually would, and I have got to say, I love the way it turned out. It obviously didn't look like natural lashes, but it definitely added that extra bit to the look. And I feel that is ultimately what gave it the alternative vibe, is the fact that the eyeliner was a little unusual. Playing with your eyeliner is actually pretty popular these days, but I'm taking baby steps just to make sure I don't mess it up by getting too excited. Anyways, I remembered to highlight my inner corners, and today I decided to go in with white instead of the usual like rose gold type of color I use, because I really wanted it to pop. I wanted my inner corners to shine. Now, this highlighter in particular wasn't doing it for me, but definitely I would recommend using something more white to make it stand out. But once you have the inner corner highlighter of your choosing, you can now go in with your eyeliner and create that sharp inner corner. I do this by just extending my upper lid, get that line in as far as I want to, and then just straight out to my lower lid. There's this little cavity on the inside that's not colored in. You can color it in black if you want to, but I was going for the more line-esque vibe, so I decided to not color it in today. I then magically did the same on the other side. I spared you having to watch me struggle with my eyeliner again. But then I went in and highlighted the rest of my face. I added some highlighter underneath my brow, which I think is very important. I added some on the bridge of my nose, on my cupid's bow, and I blended some out on my cheeks. I also went the extra mile and added a little bit right above my brows and a little bit on my chin. Now this is really like a residual highlighter, you don't want it to be blinding, but it helps add a little bit of a glow. Okay, scrap what I said earlier about not coloring in your inner corner wing, because when I went in with my eyeliner pencil, I ended up coloring it in. I ended up deciding to do that because I decided to tightline my whole eye, making it as black around my eye as I had wanted it, and then it would have looked odd to leave that part out. But now you get to see the before and after, what it looks like colored in and not colored in, and then choose what you're interested in. Moving on to lips, I had to do a dramatic black themed lip. So I went in with my black eyeliner and outlined my lower lip first. Now I had seen this cool thing on TikTok where this chickie had her lower lip black and her upper lip red, and I was like, damn, that is so cool. I want to try that myself. So I first did the lower black lip, which reminded me a lot of that Bambi Halloween look I did in first year where I had just the black upper lip. And then after having fun with what I looked like, I went in and did my upper lip in red. This time I tried that thing where you don't accentuate your cupid's bow, instead you round it out, which I have been seeing a lot and it looks good on other people, but I'm kind of warming up to what it looks like on myself. We'll still see what I think about it. But then looking at the final result, I just wasn't a big fan, so I decided to smoosh my lips together to kind of get the colors to mix a bit in the middle, but that just transferred more black to the top, so it really did not make the situation any better. So ultimately I decided to just blend some black onto the top so that it had a red hint, but wasn't fully red, similar to my eyebrows that had a red tinge but weren't straight up red. Then I felt like the lips were lacking something, so I went in with a little bit of lip gloss to give it a little bit of shine. And always remember to wipe off your lip gloss wand if you put lip gloss over dark colors, otherwise you're going to transfer that dark color into the tube and it's really going to muddy the lip gloss. Mine used to be clear, but now it's kind of a grayish color because I like touch it to my lips and then put the lipstick color right back in there. And you don't want that, so wipe your wands. Now that my liner is fully dry, I'm moving on to my lashes and I'm applying a little bit of mascara to my upper and my lower lashes. Now I was planning on applying false lashes, which means I didn't really need mascara. But I found that if you don't put on mascara before you put on the false lashes, your own lashes just really stand out, especially in person. You don't see it that much on camera, but in person I feel it makes a big difference, so remember to put on mascara before your lashes. If you put it on afterwards, number one, you risk pulling off your lashes if it's kind of a tacky mascara and your lashes aren't on that great, and number two, you get them all dirty and then you have to clean them more frequently. So again, I prefer putting it on beforehand. On the topic of lashes, I really do love the Eyelure lashes, but I'm not a fan of the lash glue. It always comes loose. I always find myself trying to stick back down an inner corner. But also, the band of the lashes relaxes into its natural shape again, and the glue isn't strong enough to prevent that from happening. So it ends up looking like you just don't know how to put on your lashes because they end up pretty straight. So I would recommend looking into a stronger lash glue. If you have any recommendations, please let me know down below because I just don't know where to start looking. Anyways, I played around with my hair a little bit until I found a hairstyle that I felt had the right vibe that I was going for, and then I popped my sunglasses back on, simply out of habit, not because it necessarily matches the style, and then that is the final result. I felt super cute, I loved what it looked like, I loved all the pictures, so I definitely recommend you try this out. If we have similar styles, you might also be a big fan. I feel this different type of eyeliner look helped my eyes pop a little bit more, and I feel the dark lipstick helped my tooth studs pop a little bit more, so I should try that again more often. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you again next time. Bye!